My name's Drew Vanders. Welcome back to the Minecraft building world. Today I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of planning. I've already done some. So you can see those not stone, but wool pillars all around. Those are going to be the planning for the walls. So I have the walls basically mapped out already. And along with walls, I have some terraforming projects I've mapped out. So this blue is all for to become a river, all the way down from over here into this little bit of water right here. It's going to be following the wall as well. The wall is going to go from there over to here. And this river is going to go along over here, over into this section. And I haven't really put a mark right here. That's the only mark that I'm missing for the wall. So it's going to just come over here. It's going to, whenever I do the terraforming, that's when I'll put up the wall to be able to figure it all out. Because this is going to do explosions and whatnot. And well, this river right here, it's not nearly big enough. And I would like there to be some docks as well, so I decided that from here on over to that point, it will be all water. All water. That's a big terraforming project. It'll be probably one episode just by itself. And then over here, you can have a, what's it called? A lighthouse build, so that, you know, ships coming around don't hurt themselves on the shore, so they don't crash up on the shore. And from this point over to this point, there's going to be one big wall that is going out into the desert area or the sand spot. Those I have plans for, like, there would be like low income spots, kind of like in Oblivion. It's kind of like outside the walls, little tiny wood shanties or like half repaired. And then I wanted the wall to be up on this hill over here, just so that it could be up on the hill. Because like if you put it down below the hill, that's gonna give a major advantage for like any sieges happening to anybody doing into the town, so you don't want that, so you want the walls up on the hill. And then over here there's gonna be a major entrance right here. I put it as a diagonal because I hate myself. Not really though. And this diagonal is gonna continue down over here. And I made this, going over the river, I'm making them straight because them being straight is gonna be way better than not straight. And then it's gonna come over here up to this mountain. You're gonna get the mountain a little bit. I think the arena, it's gonna be inside the mountain. However, I'm also going to do like a Naruto thing and carve like faces into the mountain as well. And this wall will come over here and then down and then go full loop all the way around. In this episode I want to plan out a whole bunch of houses and buildings and like useful stuff. I don't know exactly what yet, but I want most of everything to be filled up. Oh, also, this like little plateau area up here, This is going to be, like, reserved for castlage. This is all going to be, like, the main castle and whatnot. And I was thinking about putting the walls a little bit further past it, because I don't want the walls to be on top of the castle, because that would also make it kind of easy to do sieges. And I think probably if you were sieging, the best spot to go from would be this landmass over. So this is probably going to have to be, like, the most heavily defended spot on the entire wall, because it's gonna be right next to the castle. And then I have another plan between the bridge and the town to have like a good old road right through here, like a big one. Possibly have one that comes down over into here. That's like a much smaller road that might lead up to like a whole bunch of shanty houses or whatever. Or maybe a farm route or something right outside the castle walls next to the river. And then the bridge, this guy would lead up over into this mountain. It kind of looks like a volcano already. Which, my plan for this mountain is to make it up higher and make it look like a Death Mountain from Legend of Zelda. Which there might be some issues with some of the snow biomes around, so I might have to do something to change the biomes. I know there's like a command or something to do that, so I'll have to go and figure that all out. And this mountain is a very big, very large build, because I would have to be changing the block palette to this. This is what the block palette would end up becoming, because of how Death Mountain looks in Legend of Zelda. I'm just thinking how it looks in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. These are like the blocks that I would use for it. Maybe some deep slate as well in some spots, but that's to be determined. It's a really big project. I might try and get other people to help me with it, just because of how large of a project it would be. Michael is saying something about a mod that you can, get multiplayer on single player worlds, which would be nice to be able to do that. Specifically just that bit right there, because that's a major terraforming that would take, I don't know, maybe more than 20 hours to do, probably. That's my estimate, more than 20 hours. I was gonna have this ravine be like a mine and have the walls be more like over there. But I think because of this landmass right there, it really makes it better for the walls to be out more. And so I think this ravine is just gonna be like covered up or something. Something's gonna change to it. And instead, because there's another ravine over here, this one can be a mine instead for all the villagers to come out and mine. So I'm going to reveal what the map looks like. This is what it looks like. This is part of the reason why I wanted to have like a big Zelda build all about it, because it has like multiple biomes and everything that could definitely work with it. Like this is all swamp right here, so you could have like a big tree over there eventually. And the ocean's on the right, so that also helps with it being like a Zelda style build. And eventually I'm going to have like a desert settlement somewhere. Maybe like a pyramid as well for like a dungeon. I do want to put in dungeons for this. And the dungeon for the village, I think, would be like, you know, how in Ocarina of Time that you go into the well. It'd be something to do with the well. And there's gonna be like a big dungeon underneath with a whole bunch of like secrets and whatnot. Possibly jugs.
The next day.
Well, it's been quite a bit later. It's been a few days since I last recorded this.
Liar!
And well, I've built up, planned out most of the town, besides this section over here with the Naruto wall, or Naruto mountain, I should say. But I have put in the blocks connecting all the wall bits instead of just having them be kind of put there and about. This is more like representing the inside wall, not the outside wall. I also have put in every single thing past this part of the river has a plot with a plan for it. Every single thing. And you might be noticing all these red plots around. Because of the definitely not a Red Robins over there, I've decided that there's a whole bunch of illegal mob activity, like mobster. So there's a whole bunch of like organized crime in this town. There's one group of organized crime. This is the mobsters, the head family boss's his place. This is where he lives. And everything that's red, besides that one's a school, because I wasn't thinking of a good color for school, so it got red. But everything else is related to organized crime. See, like this one over here, this is a mining spot. Organized crime. This is a crime mining spot. This is a normal mining spot that they were being undercut and undersold. And this one's the crime one. Like this part over here, this is where they sell weapons, but it's a organized crime selling weapon smith spot. And you got a general trader right there, and then over here you got the crime general trader, who does crime stuff and undersells that guy over there, potentially throwing him out of business. Right next to the inn, we got a brothel, which is also connected with the crime, but it's a different color, because it's a brothel. Excluding this purple guy right here, all of the purples are, there's one over there, one over here, one over there. They're warehouses. However, this red one, that's a crime warehouse. And just like there's a restaurant over there, there's another one over here. Except this one has an oasis next to it, where they drown people to death and then serve their meat up as definitely not human meat. This big dark gray area, this is reserved for the castle. The big castle is supposed to be castle. And then right here, this is gonna be like the guards spot slash dungeon, where they do their dungeoning down dark and not telling everybody what's happening. And right next to it, for ease of access, you got white for like a hospital or like a physician to do all the physicianing for the entire town. And then next to that, for also ease of access to from the dungeon, you got a graveyard. This is going to be a graveyard right here. This blue one right here, this is going to be an enchanter, like an enchanter person. This person's right here is going to be like a cook, because like Middle Ages they had a cook as a job. And everything that's brown, that's a normal house. So they could be like a farmer or a villager or a miner or whatever job they would fit, or a warehouse person, laborer. And then over here, we have quite a big houses for like the rich people, all like the snobby people who don't deserve to live. I didn't actually say that. You never heard me say that. There's some more over here as well. Probably not as Like this would be like A plus, and this would be like A. So like a little bit less. And they potentially get stuff stolen from because it's more access to the main town. Well, that one's more way out of the way. It's much harder and difficult to get to this one because there's not. Cause you gotta go all the way throughout just to be able to get to the center of town. This purple one I mentioned earlier, this one's a Taillow. There's a green one that's really hard to see. This one's going to be like some stables because it's right next to the entrance. Oh, I also put roads in, if you couldn't tell. There was some 5 big roads, some five wide, and this one goes from over here over to the other side, and the other one comes from this entrance over here over to the castle. And this lime green color right here this is the alchemist, where they do all the nefarious potion brewing. Here you got your stonemason, you got a cobbler. Over here you have a riffle. And over there in that orange over there, that is a, I put down construction person before, but I'm going to put down, I put down carpenter. You got more houses. You got houses that just fill in a whole bunch of spots. Right here you got the baker. And then this other yellow spot, this is the bank. And then you got more fishermen over here. Right next to the river, as they should be. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did like me showing you where all the crime is in this episode, please leave a like and comment down below. It'd be fantastic if you gave me a sub sandwich. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.